Sean Callahan, Steve Sipple. We are here at the Battle of the Boneyard 7-on-7 event. First annual, what is going to be an every year deal with Nebraska and Adidas. And man, Sip, this was quite a deal for year one. You never know. And you can see the big picture of what this thing's going to become.
Well, there's big talent. I mean, that's the thing that just jumps off the page. Big-time teams from California, from Texas, from wherever. Florida,
Georgia.
And you see the talent. It's very, very evident. And, Sean, there's a player that really caught your eye today.
Well, obviously, Nebraska's quarterback, Trey Taylor. He played for the Miami Raw team that ended up winning the championship. And Taylor was flawless. I don't know if I saw him make a bad throw the entire event. And he not only showed great arm talent, great poise, checking the ball down and nothing was open down the field, but his touch on the deep ball was absolutely incredible to see. And for Nebraska, this was probably the absolute best case scenario to have Trey Taylor come into this event, put on a show, and lead a team that he's never played with before to the championship over arguably the best 7-on-7 program, Team NOAA, out of California.
And here's the deal, Sean. It'll create a buzz in the fan base. There's about 1,500 people here. They'll walk away from here, I guarantee it, because I talked to some of them. They'll walk away from here saying, oh boy, Nebraska's quarterback room, Dylan Raiola,
TJ Lateef,
Trey Taylor, Dayton we talked to today on our show. Their quarterback room is in about as good a shape as I've seen it in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, to have four of those names, Glenn Thomas doesn't really have to worry about a whole lot. I mean, he's got his deck set, and Trey Taylor, being the youngest of that four-man deck of quarterbacks, really put on a show. And then, another guy, Ahmad Hudson. There were a lot of 4 or 5-star type guys here, but Ahmad Hudson, the 5-star tight end out of Louisiana, played with Team Raw. You could argue, besides Trey Taylor, was probably the best player at this event. I thought when they needed a play, he was the guy, and you saw him make plays all night long.
Big-time tight end from Ruston, Louisiana. Trey was going to him almost exclusively at times. Really impressive. Big, strong kid with great hands.
How about some of the celebrations? 7-on-7 is a lot different than regular football. There's kind of more of a street ball element to it. And
there's a big street ball.
There's a lot of trash talking and a lot of great celebrations. And we saw Ahmad Hudson dunk the ball over the goalpost a few times. Got heated a couple times, too.
It gets heated. You see corners and receivers really going at it. Really physical play. I mean, it's you better be tough out there. Especially the really good, what you notice is the really good players are really challenged. And they'll challenge each other, so it's fun to watch.
Well, these are heavily sponsored teams by Adidas in a lot of cases where the whole roster is full of players. And these are guys that don't want to lose, and they're used to being the best at where they're at. And to get the best from California versus the best in Miami on the field tonight, you just don't get that. And I think that's the vision Matt Rule says, like, look, we can get the best from Georgia here, the best from Florida, Texas. We can get them all here in one night. And, are we going to get all these guys to go to Nebraska? No.
What if you get 2 of them?
Let's open the door.
What if you get 2 of them?
That's all you need.
That'd be pretty good.
There's going to be a chance on a few of these guys.
Right.
And we're going to be doing pretty good. And, give Matt Rule and his team a lot of credit because nobody has done something like this in terms of getting high-level elite 7-on-7 teams to your campus.
Talk to Dr. Susan Elza. She's the football chief of staff. This was a long time coming. They tried to do this their first year. It's hard to get this off the ground. Compliance, there's a lot of moving parts. They got it off the ground. It took a lot of doing to do it.
And I will say with NIL and how college football's changed, there is compliance, but I feel like some things have loosened a little bit where it might have been harder 5 years ago to do this event, but I do think with where we're at, with where college football's at, with players being paid directly and a lot of different things, this is a lot easier probably to put on than all the red tape. I mean, remember how strict some of the old Friday Night Light camps were? I mean, you couldn't even walk on the bricks.
Right.
I mean, it was like, and this was a much more loose fan-friendly, media-friendly, and you had national analysts from around the country. It was a really good turnout, and I think it's going to continue. 12 teams this year, and I would say 8 of them were really high-level national teams, and 3 or 4 were more complete high school teams or regional local teams. But, man, for year one, outstanding.
Right, and I think we need to emphasize, This is year one of an annual event. This is going to be something that if Matt Rule has his druthers, which he will, this will be kind of part of the fabric of Nebraska football going forward, as long as Matt's here. So I think it's exciting. I think it'll get better and better. I hope they always catch weather like this. It's very cool out, 70s. It's a great night. And I think people that were here had fun.
And I'd be remiss also, Sip, not to mention, Cam Newton was here. And,
right.
Former Husker Amir Abdullah was at the event watching. He wants to get a team here. But just seeing Cam Newton not only here, but he was working. He was coaching. And that was another highlight. You had Nick Amiliava from California here, Nico's dad. I mean, it was a star-studded group led by guys like that and Cam Newton.
Cam Newton was so active. I mean, we didn't know he'd even be here. Didn't we look out on the field, and he's a really animated coach. He cuts quite a figure, too, because he's 6'5", 245. He's about as Sean, I haven't seen too many athletes as impressive as that. He's 36 now, still looks like he could play. You're right. His team squared off against, say his name.
I'm going to leave it. We'll say
and that was intense. So, what a scene. Memorable. Sean, it was memorable.
And having guys like Cam Newton here tonight, having guys like Nick Amiliava here, I mean, that is going to help promote this. Like, when people nationally say, wow, they were there with their teams,
100.
like, we need to get to this event. So, hats off to Nebraska. Again, it has to count as a camp, too. So, there's a camp element to the event. In the morning, when the players check in, they have to do some instruction, some testing, but then from there they can play within the rules. It has to be, though, a June camp date for this to be compliant, and that's really all. And Nebraska did a great job of getting this pulled off for a highly successful event, highlighted by Trey Taylor and the Miami Raw team winning the championship. For Steve Sipple, our video producer Greg Peterson, I'm Sean Callahan, signing off for HuskerOnline.com.